Hey, Yeller. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of Box in the Garage. I am your host Johnny Box, and today we're going to be showing you how to put in one of these Bosch kick-ass I got aftermarket stuff, aftermarket gauges into the Bronco because I tried replacing the stock one and it didn't fix it, so we're going straight mechanical with all these gauges and see if we can't make it look good, because most of these usually look like crap. So I think we got our work cut out for us today, but stay tuned because we're gonna have a good time. Oh, by the way, before we get started, make sure you don't forget the most important thing. Let's stay safe. I think I got safety glasses around here. I don't know, we shouldn't really need safety glasses for this stuff, but truly the most important thing is your adult beverage of choice. Anyway, we got a lot of work to do. Let's just get right down to it, because I've freaking moseyed around this morning and procrastinated. So now we're going to kind of rush through this and get it done quick. But right. Let's get her open, and I know, I'm a crazy person, but I'm actually going to read the instructions on this. Avoid cutting the unit itself. Avoid cutting my unit, of course. Remember, always cut towards your buddy. Always cut towards your buddy. Pain in the ass. Come on. I don't want you. Alright, so here we go. That's what we got. We got our temperature. We're about right there probably. Temperature, volts, oil. So I've got the idea pretty well figured out. Basically what we got to do is get this down, this little thing for the temperature, down to our where our water or temperature sending unit is at the moment. This is then going to go in there, and it's just straight up a thermostat, so that's pretty cool, or a thermometer. This one here for volts, we're going to get something to a ground and something to ignition power, and then it just will read the voltage running through there. Voltmeter, there you go. Oil pressure, we're gonna run a little hose from here all the way down into where the thing that sends, it's got a little thing on there, but it usually sends it like, what am I thinking of? Electrically. But now it's just literally going to send a little bit of oil up to this gauge, and then tell us how much pressure is there. So Bosch, let's see if we can't figure it out. Take you inside, see if we maybe can find a place to mount this ugly thing. Okay, here we are inside the truck. What are we gonna do? I don't know. I mean, got this. I was kind of looking at it. Doesn't really look like these things are gonna like turn around easy, which kind of sucks. But that's all right. We'll figure out something. mean, we could put it there, but then that takes the place. That covers up the old ashtray. You never know, might get a hankering. Anywhere over in this area is usually guaranteed to be a knee whacker. You know, you're gonna bust your knee with it somewhere in there. So that's a no-go. I mean, right there, that just don't look very good. Hey, Yeller. Alright, sorry about that. Got a phone call from a buddy. Had to go hang out for a little bit, but I think what I decided is these things on here. Notice I can loosen up this little bolt here, little bolt there. These will actually spin in this housing. But anyway, I'm gonna get them flipped, turn around, and then I'm gonna build some sort of thing to mount it, sort of. Maybe up in this area somehow or something. I'm gonna get this piece of plastic off so I can kind of see what we've got going in here in terms of getting something to mount to while keeping it hidden. The mounting stuff. I don't want any exposed screws. They have become fused. That should work. That won't work. That should work. Gosh darn mosquitoes. Alright, now that our first mount is sort of in there, we're going to let her cool down, and then we'll bring in this piece again, with it bent up just like it is. Once it cools down, of course, get her all into place, actually screw it down, and then we'll kind of bend this around and bend it exactly how we want it, where we want this mounted. Then we'll have our top mount. Then we'll worry about the bottom mount afterwards, because I haven't thought of how I'm going to do that just yet. Alright, now that we got this panel back in, we can mess around with this piece right here and kind of, dang bugs, fine tune it and get it sort of a nice curvature. That's exactly what we want. So what I decided is I'm going to need another piece in here like this. It'll come around my piece of trim in here. So this will be mounted like this, and down here I'll have another piece come out and around to this bottom one. So hopefully we can make that work. It's all good.
Alright, so we got this lower plate on here. Now we'll kind of size her up with the next one. Hopefully these two together, when bolted, will give it some rigidity. Ooh, that's still hot. Have to let that cool off, of course. Anyway, so this is going to go up here. Mount, wait, that'll tuck back in there. This will go there, this will go there. And actually, once it's in there solid, it'll be fairly rigid. We're probably going to strengthen it up somehow a little bit more, but that's not too bad to start off. So let's now check, see if our trim piece still fits in there. Well, looks like it's going to fit anyways. So on to the next step. I got a better idea. How about we move you in and show you what I've been working on. And then you can kind of see how well this is all going to work out. I think we'll find out. But, all right, now that we got you in a little bit better spot, you can kind of see how this panel slides in here. This actually goes up on the back side. I've got this tack welded in. These pieces that are in here, which the back side of now gets covered by our trim piece. Whoops, sorry. Bumped you a little. We're gonna get this now mounted with our cords kind of dangling down here. This is gonna sort of get mounted right up in there. Refill. We've got it. So, next thing we got is hooking this thing up. So, I think our best route is to route it down underneath here. I'm gonna have to build a wiring harness for the illumination. Basically what we're gonna do, take our butt splices and just put them all together and then put them into a new wire. So let's work on that next. Let's get the illumination going because that'll be the easiest. Alright, so basically all I did was I took all the red ones and stuck them together, and I took all the black ones and I stuck them together. So I got some red wire, a little bit heavier gauge since we're putting multiple together. We'll run our power up off the accessory thing, and yeah, I guess it's supposed to be fused. No. We gotta find the spot in our fuse panel that turns on when we turn on our dash lights, but only comes on when the dash lights are on. All right, that's all hooked up. Let's get down below, find ourselves a ground, get down below, find ourselves the right live wire, and get this thing all hooked up. Alright, so basic idea that we're trying to go for here is we want to find a piece of ground somewhere. Get somewhere that we got lights, so kind of just poke and prod till we find the right fuse. And we might not have a good enough ground, possibly. Oh. Alright, so this is the one right here. When we shut off the light and turn on the light. There we go. We got our light. There we have it. This 10 amp down here, which is instrument illumination. So that would make sense. Alright, let's get these cords routed. Runs down here into this space, and you see I got a connector, kind of fits up around that blade of that blade fuse, connects there, down here, somewhere, right there,
is that black wire for it, connected to a ground point. As the dash turns on with my light here, all of those turn on as well. Bam. Perfect. All right, now that we've got the illumination all hooked up, it's time for us to hook up the gauges themselves. So let's go out and, I don't know which one we'll start with, but we'll figure it out. Oil pressure, voltage, or water temperature. We'll start with one of those three. But let's bring you out underneath the hood and we'll get after it. Okay, so out down in here somewhere is where we're gonna put our pass through the firewall. Where I want to put that yet, I am not sure. So I find this speaker wire, well, subwoofer wire. I remember that's the only other thing I slid through here, made a new hole for. Looks like that hole will be big enough though, hopefully. I can just run everything through it, I hope. We'll find out. Okay, now that the stereo or subwoofer wire has been removed, the next thing we're gonna wanna do is, we're just gonna open up that hole a little bit, make it big enough that we can put all of these items right on through. Right down in that hole down there, somewhere. You can't see it very good, but let me grab the light. So, down from this hole that we poked the thing out, we're gonna first jam the thermostat through. Oil pressure goes down there. Voltmeter don't even have to come out here, actually. That can all stay inside. Let's see, let's get you in here for a good look. Look-see. So down there, you can see that's the thermostat thing, which I need to get to down in there, past the wires, little tiny hex set in there. So that's on the thermostat housing. So what we're gonna do is mosey our way on over to that and get a hex head in there, pop her out, pop that thing, wherever it went, that thing in there, get the right adapter on it. There's so much stuff that this thing blocked, it's almost like pulling off the damn air cleaner box on an older car. May as well just take it off right from the get-go. Because now we've got full access to our thing right here, so that's pretty slick. So let's find the right size doohickey for that and get her out. You know, sometimes your bolts or inserts or whatever don't want to come out. That's when it's time to break out the WD-40 Specialist Rust Release Penetrant Spray with Blue Torch technology. So, man, I mean, if this don't work, I don't know. I don't know what will. Oh, wow. That is on there. There we go. That's the sound we're after. Tink! And she's loose. Okay, well there's the one. It came with 3. Mine, I just needed an extension, basically. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah. So basically that just extends it up. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. It says not to over tighten them, so I'm just going to kind of feather on it. I don't know, that seems like it'll probably work. And this piece goes in here. And the only issue is I need to extend this up, because when this thing sticks through here like that, it's just way too far down deep. There's something down in there that hits on this, so what I need to do is lift it up higher, and then hopefully it should fit in there. So
I'm off to find some stuff to make that work. We'll be back when we get her figured out. So this is what I end up coming up with. Hopefully it is gonna work. I think, oh boy. That doohickey is supposed to be sticking out the bottom. It's supposed to have flowing water around it to work. We're gonna try it and see how well it works. Not gonna be exactly accurate, but it'll be more accurate than my last one. Just gonna put a little bit of pipe dope on here. Okay, then we should be able to just stick this in here. And now she'll find they should seal up, hopefully. Alright, finally, it don't appear to be leaking. I guess we'll find out for sure later, but. Alright, so that's in there. There's step one done. I think I'll put all this stuff together, and then we'll move on to the oil pressure down below. So, let's roll down underneath here. Show you what we're looking at. So right up on that thing, you can see kind of next to the, you can kind of see that hole there, and the threads in it. Right there is where we're aiming for. We're gonna have both our stock sensor on there and our new aftermarket one, so that we don't have a pesky light sitting there. Alright, so I came up with a plan, I think. Heaven forbid it's an actual plan, but this is what I just pulled off. This goes into the engine block over here. And one sec, I'm missing something. Okay, so this is what was on it before. Like so. This went into the engine block, that one on there, and a wire goes on here to send the signal up to the dash to tell it we've got oil pressure. And then this is just going to go over here, and then it'll sort of be like it was, kind of. I mean, a little bit off, but pretty close. That'll go in there, and then my aftermarket one will go in there. Alright, so hopefully you can see it up in there. You can see kind of our setup. Goes our stock one. I even got the old wire hooked back up to her, so that's all ready to go. Of course, I gotta get the new little poly line run from the gauge all the way through that firewall hole, up through all of this stuff, up through all of that, and then down into there. Okay, so now we're back over here. We gotta run this little line here down along the way we want her to go. Trying to be careful not to kink it. I'm gonna run this right alongside the thermostat cable, because what I'm gonna do is find some wire loom, and those two are gonna go together. I can continue to uncoil because I want it all done when I put it through the hole, through the firewall. So as you can see here on this gauge, we got our oil PSI. Runs out the back there, this poly line.
and then it'll run down here. We'll get all this in some wire loom, kind of clean it up a little bit. You can see we got our poly line and our thermostat capillary that run down here and out through our firewall hole up there. I know this isn't the greatest routing for everything, but well, they only give me 6 feet of line to work with, and I don't really have a way to add to it, so this is gonna be what it is. But anyway, let's get out into the engine bay and work our way over with this oil pressure to the spot that I just showed you a little bit before with the T on it and the other oil pressure sending unit. All right, let's go. Can you? Down in here some ways, you can see that poly line. I'm just gonna get it out of there. Down in there is a poly line, but down in here, you can see my oil filter, the white thing, and that's basically where we're aiming for, because right next to that is where we need to tie in this oil pressure line. So let's get this hose run. I'm gonna kind of run it next to, you can kind of see that silver coil line. That is what we're gonna run next to as long as possible so that we can have those two lines in the same piece of wire loom. Make it look kind of nice. Okay, so as you can see, we've got it routed. And down into there, you can sort of maybe make out where that goes. Anyway, it goes in there. That bronze thing is the original, so it's right next to there. But anyway, it runs up there and then runs up through the firewall and through the dash. So, I think what I'm gonna do is real quick, we'll run the voltage meter, and then we're gonna test all 3 of them when we start the engine. Now, hooking up the voltage meter is actually pretty easy, because all we need is power and ground. Now, which power we want can vary, but in this case, we want it so that when we turn on the key, it gets power. So, grab your test light and your key, stick your key in, turn it on. Okay, that's normally when they all kick on, so let's find a fuse that's on. Okay, that one's on, and that one's off. Okay, so there we have an ignition one. Right there, on when the key's on, off when the key is off. Oh, and then the ground is just gonna go on this same ground that we put the ground for the power to the illumination of the lights on. Same one. So I just found a few of these eyelet clips. We should be able to use these for all of them, so let's give it a go. Well, there's 2 terminals on it, so one will be a positive, one will be a negative. The positive, of course, gets the power, and the negative gets the ground. All right, we got it all wired up. So let's see what we get out of her. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 12 volts, baby. Hell yeah. Working good, working good. Should double check that for tight, but I believe that's tight. I'm gonna double check it real quick. Don't want oil flying up in there, in here. Let's see, tight. Oh yeah, it's tight. It's tight. All right, here we go. Here's hoping. Voltage. Give me oil pressure. Oh, I think I forgot to plug in something. All right, now I believe we are all hooked up to everything. Let's find out. We got voltage. cow, we've got oil pressure. And I don't know if this is working yet. I guess we'll just let her run and warm up while I'm checking for leaks and see what she does. I think I'm gonna set you right up on this. Maybe we'll do like some sort of a freaking time lapse or something. I don't know. I guess we're gonna leave that for now. I'm gonna finish cleaning up some of these wires and stuff that we got in here that don't look so great. We're gonna clean them up, put them in some wire loom, get everything put back together, make it look nice. All right, so we got her all loomed up. Eventually, on this back side here, I'm gonna build some sort of thing that goes around it. It's gonna strengthen it up, get rid of that wobble, maybe be mounted to the dash somewhat, but it's gonna definitely come down at least down to here. Whoops, at least down to here. So I got plenty of loom on there. As you can see, there she goes. Comes on down through here. We've got our wires going off to the left, off to the right. I've got my tubing and thermostat capillary going off and through the firewall. Then on the other side of the firewall, over here underneath the hood, you kind of come down and you can see the newest wire loom in there is what I've got going down low to the oil pressure down there. And this one, there it ends on our thermostat down there. So there we have it. We're all hooked up. We're all cleaned up. That's pretty good. Everything's working. Gotta love it when everything works. I think the thermostat's working. I might have to do some fiddling with that. Let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas of what could be going wrong there. It could either be that I don't have the sensor set right, or I could be overcooling. Other than that, I guess, let me know down in the comments any questions you had on the video. I'm gonna try and do a lot better of getting back to you guys and really answering some questions that you have on these projects or projects that you have going of your own. Other than that, I would love and appreciate a like, a subscribe, all of that good stuff. Bell does something too, I guess, but anyway. I've been Johnny Box. This has been Boxing in the Garage. That's been Guenivere. Don't get parched.